Hi, Sagittarius. It's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with the reading. Today we have another bomb tarot reading. Yeah, let's see what we have. And let's see what we got, you guys. And we have a couple oracle spreads here. It is well to have as many holds upon happiness as possible. All right, that means that you or this other person is feeling like you can make them happy, right? Yeah, maybe they have their whole empire, money, and all this, but they need you to complete it. That's a possibility. And Sagittarius, these are general readings, so take what fits and leave the rest out. And let's see what else we have. And this is actually the sun. So this card is somebody's clear that you make them happy, right? And we have the chariot, and that is movement. It is, and these people are together on the horse. They have their horse and carriage. These are right. These are about sense and sensibility. Let's look at the chariot. It is the seven of swords. That's really interesting, right? And this seven of spades, same difference. Let's look at that card uh, just briefly. And here it is. And this is assertion. Yeah, and that's what they are doing. And Coachman, it talks about them being in control and knowing what they want. So here's about somebody has clarity about you, Sagittarius, and here they know where they're going, and yeah, they know what they want again, really. And we have the Knight of Hearts. She's called the Jack of Hearts, and this is about somebody who has charm. And this is about somebody who is young, charming, and full of romantic notions about about somebody who could be handsome, right? That's a possibility. Not everybody has to be, right? These are general readings. You could be saying, I am, right? If you're a man, I am handsome. So let's see what else we have, though. And we're going to use these woodland Warden's cards, right? Yeah, let's see what we got here. These are kind of a trip. And we start with the guardianship card. There is the wolf, and he wants to guard the rose hip. So I'm not sure what it does for him. Yeah, and they said that I was reading something I think I was watching kind of somebody who knows a lot about the divine and nature, right? Because really they're the same. But he was saying that when they took the wolves out of Yosemite here in California, that something happened to the rest of the park. Something, in other words, they need the wolves there um, for the ecosystem. Yeah, they thought if they took it out, that these wolves would stop. I don't know, attacking. I don't know, rabbits or whatever they were attacking, but really all it did was upset the ecosystem, and it did something kind of really that was challenging the park, so they had to put the wolves back. Yeah, that's what happens when you start to play with nature, right, and God, really. And we have the marten and the fox glove, and this is mischief. So let's look at that guardian card, Capricorn, which is 25, right? um yeah, let's look at that. And all right, where is that here? 25, the wolf and the rose hip. Oh, let's find it. These are Roman numerals. All right, here we go. It says, whom can I mentor? So this is about the guardianship with the wolf trying to basically either protect the rose hip, right? They're super healthy, vitamin C, and not what else, not sure what else is in there, but this is about being called to be a mentor, and who among your pack might need your counsel. Taking a leadership role in community activism is another way to lead like the wolf. Okay, this isn't about activism. We see the woman here, it's about assertion. So somebody's taking action, that's where they are using activism. Now, maybe you guys are out, marching for a cause, but this isn't my reading's not about it's not about social events, right? No, it's not. So how can I be a leader in my community, and whom do I turn to for help? But this is in the upright. That's about the reverse, right? Somebody learned here. They're the mentor. The mentor means there's wisdom here. Yeah, there definitely is. And these wolves are supposed to be very wise, and they they mate with just one other wolf. They're kind of like swans, but yeah, interesting. And so, let's see what it says. Yeah, this is just somebody leading their life and being assertive about it, right? Right next to the assertion card. And we'll look at the martin. Yeah, it's his name, little martin here. The martin and the foxglove. So the foxglove is the plant, and here's the martin, and he's kind of like a squirrel. He looks like a rodent here, but let's look at that. And how interesting that is, the card before. And so we have, do I embrace spontaneity? But that's like if it was in the reverse. Somebody is embracing spontaneity here. We see it with the chariot. This is about taking control of your life and moving forward, as is this guardianship card. Yeah, kind of be your own, take action in your own life, right? And remember, the activism is about standing up for really what you believe, right? So somebody here is doing that. They're standing up for you, Sagittarius. And the martin and the foxglove represents the archetypal trickster, the light-hearted mischief maker, the lover of chaos and spontaneity. All right, so it doesn't always have to be, mischief, but this spontaneity is interesting. Martins are a type of weasel known for their curiosity, quick movements, and occasional aggression. Yeah, weasels are interesting. Yeah, they are. Romanian folklore tells of martins playing tricks on horses, braiding their manes in the night so they wake up to a tangled mess of hair in the morning. And foxgloves are said to be the homes of fairies, these flowers, another elusive and mischievous creature. For this reason, they are associated with riddles and secrecy. Yeah, somebody's coming, Sagittarius, or somebody here is asserting themselves and what they want. Remember, we start with the sun. It is well to have as many holds on happiness as possible. So, but they are asserting themselves here, and there's something playful going on here. I don't believe it's a trickster. No, not with all these kind of beautiful cards here. No, I believe that it's more like spontaneity. And somebody sees what is like fun in their life. That's what this is. So you look like somebody feels like you're fun, um, but they're asserting their own fun here, and it has to do with you seeing that you make them happy for sure. And now we have the raccoon and the sycamore, and this is more curiosity. Raccoons always look like they have some type of glasses, right? To kind of be curious about something, maybe to look into something. And let's have a look at that. And here we have um, you're well equipped to explore uncharted territories. Maybe somebody's single here, but what they're doing here is like newly single or something, because they are asserting themselves, but it doesn't have to necessarily be that. But something here is when we talk about the new, you're able to explore uncharted territories. That means that something could be ending because there's a huge change here. And this is climb high into the tree of your interest. Somebody has courage here, and they're coming to tell you in this kind of, doesn't have to be a bold way, but they are asserting something in their own life. I feel like this person wants you, Sagittarius, because they realize that you make them happy, and they're asserting their own desires or their own power, basically, in this reading. And this may be you as well, right? Climb high into the tree of your interests, bounding from branch to branch. Now is an auspicious time to discover new truths about yourself and your abilities. Yeah, so this is about somebody who's curious about their own life and what they feel about you here. This curiosity can often be, so is the martin. He's curious. Can often be like a revelation or an intuitive insight. It can lead to that, right? When we're not curious about anything, yeah, nothing usually comes to us either. It's kind of like believing in the divine now, and synchronicities, and now you're starting to see them in your life. Yeah, if you don't believe in that, you'll never see it because you're blocking it, right? And it's hard to explain that to people, but not you guys. But let's see what else we have, Sagittarius. If you want to get a psychic reading with me, check out the description below. And I always check my work for accuracy. Yeah, I'm a Silvergrad, and this is what we learned. Yeah, if you have questions on somebody, they're a mystery, or you just can't peg them, or if you need your own insight into your own personal situation, doesn't have to be romantic, could be anything. Sorry about the noise. You can get one of those. And I always have a tarot reading if you choose the combo. So you have two forms of insight separate. So you know that you're getting kind of you're getting like kind of two insights or two kind of forms of divination, sort of, right? And also, Mystic Sense has a free 5-minute psychic reading. My tarot readings, you choose; those are lots of fun too. And also, past life readings are available, and those are for people who are serious about really understanding who they are and what they were doing in a past life, and uh, how that plays out in this life. If you haven't really understood your past life, yeah, the one you choose. Everybody has many, right? Yeah, but they come with a lesson, and this lesson brings major evolution and growth, yeah, expansion in your own life. Let's get into it. Everything is in the description box. Page of Pentacles sitting here at the bottom of the deck, Sagittarius. And uh, let's see what else we have. Today we'll do a past, present, and future. Three of Wands in the past, Ace of Pentacles. We have, excuse me, the Seven of Pentacles here. The current energy is Three of Cups, Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. So, these two knights, Sagittarius, are showing the assertion in this. Somebody's taking control, right? We saw it with the Chariot. That was a couple, but these two knights here, this is definitely assertive, can even be, maybe aggressive. And we're not talking about like aggressive energy where, somebody's aggressive. No, we don't, I'm not going into that stuff. This is more about being assertive in your life and taking control, and stepping into like, reaching for really what you want, right? So in the past, you or this person knew that, because the Three of Wands is here, representing the future, and here's the Seven of Pentacles. I wonder what will happen in the future. Yeah, he's looking at his bush, and that may be money, that can be his own situation, because these are about values, and yeah, these pentacles are also about values and what I want, what's important, what's valuable to me, for sure. What I believe in, yeah, for sure. And the Ace of Pentacles sits in the middle of this. So this is like, uh, this is like what I want for my future, a brand new beginning. But this is stable. This isn't anything that is just based on, desire and, passion. No, it's something that has been well thought out here with the Seven of Pentacles, a stable energy about the future, Three of Wands. But somebody could be letting something go in this reading. They could. The Three of Wands is also a card of, depending on the exact, specific reading, but he's turning his back on something, looking at the future here, right? At the ships that are out in the bay. This is kind of like, I want I want my future to be better, or this is what I'm looking at, like I want progress or growth in my life, right? And here is the Sun, and it's well to have as many holds on happiness as possible. So the current energy is this assertive energy, about this happily ever after. The star showing up will cover the star because she's, always really in her own skin here. She is. She's very authentic. This is represented by Aquarius, which is very authentic, even maybe eccentric sometimes, but Aquarius is the real deal, right? And, it is. Aquarius is sometimes different and, very unique, but the point about it is that they're authentic, and they will be authentic about their life, and they don't care so much about, hardly, if I would say at all, they don't care about what other people think. They're air signs, they're detached, and they can be geniuses, Aquarians. Yeah, they can. So they're always looking to make something better or innovate. They need the freedom. But this freedom in this reading is about, with the Three of Wands over here and the happily ever after with the Ten of Cups. This Knight of Wands wants to be free too. So does the Knight of Swords. They are focusing on a mission. The Knight of Swords is being like, I'm going after this, and if you're in my way, I'm going to have to move you out of the way. because it is a little bit aggressive. And the Knight of Wands is seeking what's passionate for him. Yeah, and the Knight of Wands is always implying some type of courage deep down. And the Knight of Wands is seeking what is excuse me, passionate. It would be Leo for Sagittarius, right? Because this is representing the fire signs. It can definitely as an archetype. If for Sagittarius, it is following my philosophy, what I really believe in, what's going to help me grow and expand. And for Aries, it's like, hey, I'm doing this, and this sounds really good, and I'm stepping into my power to have this. And that's what these knights are representing. And they're both facing the Ten of Cups, Sagittarius. You're this person's happily ever after. Yeah, and in the near future here is the Star, the Seven of Swords. So we have two sevens. So we know that this person has been definitely, um, evaluating the situation, right? The fact that we have it is, it's great to have as many holds upon happiness as possible is a recognition, right? Yeah, what would we do without recognition in our life, right? We'd be stuck in the past forever and ever, right? This is recognition is part of evolution, right? Recognizing where we need to go or what we need to leave or what we've learned, all that stuff, recognition, right? And so the star with the Seven of Swords, I feel like this Seven of Swords, though, this is excuse me, all in the head, but this is a plan. Seven of Swords. It's a plan to have a new beginning. There's a lot of hope here. Um, there could be something that ends in this reading as well because we have the 10 and the 9 over here. 10 of, these are completions. And somewhere in this reading, it was talking about just go after really what you want. Yeah. And I feel like this person thinks that you are charming, Sagittarius, or romantic. This card is about romantic notions and somebody who is charming. And, we see the beautiful woman there, right? Yeah. So I feel like this person is feeling that about you. You're charming, you're romantic, and they want this, right? 10 of Cups, that can be romance. It's a family there, but these are cups about how, somebody feels, you fill all their cups. And the star is this inspiration and this hope. And it does have hope here because it has hope, but it's like it's not a sure thing from whoever this is, right? Because the wounded warrior says, well, I'm not really sure if I'm going to make it till kind of like the 10 or to the end. But I got my bandage on and, I'm fine and I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to be resilient. But he's unsure, and you can tell by his face whether or not things will kind of go his way, right? But he says, screw it. I have to do this. And that's why we have these assertive knights here, yeah, next to each other. And the Seven of Swords is a plan, most likely, to walk away from something. It can be maybe to escape, uh, but it is definitely an intelligence of like, I need to be somewhere else because he's running away, right? He's leaving here. He's holding these five swords. He's leaving too, which is interesting. Yeah, it is. And fives are usually there's a bit of challenges with every five. Yeah, there is. We have the Six of Cups here. This could be somebody from your past, Sagittarius, and we'll take one more card. But whatever, even if it's not somebody that you were in a major relationship with, this person is recognizing you. Here's the six for the recognizing. They're recognizing that you make them happy. Yeah, and there's fun in this reading because we have the Martin and the Foxglove. So maybe you guys have a lot of fun together. Definitely. And this person thinks you're romantic. How cool is that, right? Yeah. Knight of Cups here. Yeah. So there's like a walking away to bring of something or a plan at the very least. And we see the plan being kind of made over here in the past. Seven of Pentacles. Because he's looking at what's going to happen, about his values, what's going to happen in my future, right? And so here is a recognizing and a bringing of an offer. I'm going to end this reading, Sagittarius. If you want to get a reading with me, check out the description box. I really do appreciate you guys. And please like, share, and subscribe. It helps me to manage the YouTube algorithm that is here, right? That is present, and of course, and hit the little bell if you want to be notified of my uploads. check out the description box, Sagittarius, if you want to have a reading with me. Yeah, I have a lot of fun readings. Thanks so much, guys.